Hey guys, it's Misty here. I just wanted to make a very quick video. It was quicker than writing it. I am going through an amazing small group at our church. It's a freedom group, and we're just really getting started in our third week. And I was reading something just a little bit ago that I have read so many times. I guarantee you have probably read it or heard it, but it spoke to me as a mom. So right now I'm really talking to moms. So if you are a mom who has struggled with feeling like you're not doing a good enough job or really worrying, praying about your kids, you're the one I'm talking to. And I promise I'll make it pretty short, as short as I can. So Matthew 11:28-30 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And I've heard it so many times. I know what it means, but it's like we had to write it down. That was our assignment. And as I was writing, God was just showing me what things I've been worried about as a mom, things I've been worried about with my kids, things I feel like I'm constantly praying about and stressing about and losing sleep over. And it's things that we as moms need to understand it is out of our control. If you have never read Boundaries or Boundaries with Kids by McLeod and Townsend, I highly, highly recommend it. And the thing that stands out to me the most about those books is that it talks about how you are responsible to people, but not for people. So we're responsible to train up our kids the way that we know they need to go. But we are not responsible for the decisions that they make or for the decisions other people make on their behalf, if that makes sense. So that's kind of a little side note, but at the same time it goes, for me, when this scripture spoke to me today, it was all that very same thing. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I could literally cry right now because moms, you're tired. You don't even have to tell me. I don't even have to know what you do. I don't need to know if you're a stay-at-home mom or if you have 3 jobs. You are tired, and that's okay. But Jesus is saying, come to me, all who are weary and burdened. And moms, we carry the burdens of ourselves, our husbands, and our kids, and sometimes other people. And it causes us to be exhausted. And Jesus is saying, just give it to me. Bring all of that stuff to me, and I'm going to give you rest. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to give you 3 days worth of sleep. But let me tell you that through Jesus, you can sleep for 3 hours. I'm not saying this is something that he's asking us to do, but I'm saying that he can do things that nobody can explain. And you may have gotten 3 hours of sleep last night, but if you just hand it over, he can make you feel refreshed and you can feel rested. And I don't know how many times that has happened to me during the day, where by the end of the day, I just crash. And I wake up in the morning and it's so hard to wake up and I don't want to face the day. But then I realize later on, I don't know, I just have all this energy to get things accomplished that have to be accomplished. That does not happen all the time, but that doesn't happen through me either. That is when I'm giving all that stuff to God. So that's just the beginning of it. But it says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, and for I am gentle and humble in heart. You will find rest for your souls. So again, it's talking about rest. But I'm thinking about all the things that I worry about with my kids. Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this wrong? I yelled yesterday and got onto them, and then I realized that they weren't even the ones. I was just in a bad mood. How many times do you do that? And then you just beat yourself up and you think you've ruined your kids, But that is a lie from the enemy. Give it to God. God is going to take care of you. To me, that is what that scripture said today is my kids, one, they're not going to be perfect. And I need to stop worrying about the fact that they're not perfect. I need to stop worrying about what if XYZ happens to them, because you know what? I don't have control. When my kids leave my house, I don't have control. I have to give it to God, and I have to pray like I've never prayed before, but I also have to understand that any experience they have can be used for God's glory. Yes, I want to protect them from every possible thing, but honestly and truthfully, what story are they going to have to tell if their story is, my mom kept me in a bubble, I didn't do anything, I never knew anybody, I never knew anything? There's no story there. I have to trust that God is going to protect them, but I also have to trust that there are going to be things that they need to face so that they can learn from it, so that one, they can use it to help others later, but two, when they're faced with it times 1,000 on their own later in the future, they're going to know how to face it. So I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. This is what God was speaking to me today, and I have been really anxious to kind of put it out there. I hope that it speaks to someone, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. Bye.